Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today I have your Elementalist class event teams. So I've got two teams for you. One is for a high level player, the other one is for a lower level player. The restriction is elementals from Nexus. So a pretty tight restriction in that Nexus is a newer kingdom, and then you can only use elementals from the Nexus, which I think most of them are, so pretty much almost everything from the Nexus, but the Nexus has not really anything too great, so what you're going to want to do is look at your weapons. A lot of the times with the class event, you're just going to want to look at your weapons and go with one of those, because they're going to restrict you down really. This is one of the tightest restrictions in the entire game is the class event. It's a kingdom and a typing. And it's usually only like 12 to 20 troops you get to pick from. So going with your weapons is a great idea. By the way, Chatathon this Saturday, like 2 days from now, 5 a.m. in the morning, butt crack of dawn, $1 for every 3 minutes, and $5 for every 15 minutes. First hour's free. Chatathon, let's go. Fun stuff. Whatever you guys want to do, Gems of War, let's go. Anyway, weapons is what you're going to want to do for the class event. Elementalist, we've had this a bunch of times. Okay, we're going with a Dawnbringer for the high-level team. So Dawnbringer, when you use Dawnbringer, you want to make your entire team yellow. You don't have to do this. It's kind of like the bounty event. You don't have to use bounty troops. It's kind of like Guild Wars. You don't have to use the color of the day if you don't want to. You know? You don't have to use a journey troop for the journey if you don't have to. But with the Dawnbringer, you want to use yellow teammates so it can hit harder, because that's what it does. It boosts off of yellow allies. So we're using Dawnbringer with Shale, and Nature Weird. That bottom one, you can use whatever yellow troop your heart desires if you want. But the Nature Weird hits all enemies. It's a different color. It's picking up green. It still is a yellow ally, so it qualifies, and it's going to help us out with some damage. Not a lot, but early on it could help. So, plus the way that Shale works, she creates an elemental star, and green's one of the colors that she can do. So if you happen to get an extra turn, that's what you're going to want to do with the Shales, is place that elemental star in a spot where you'll get an extra turn. You got 2 of them. It's pretty good. Just get up the Dawnbringer and cast it pretty much the entire time. If you need help with the Nature Weird, it can help you clean up. Or early on, if you have a nice green extra turn with the Elemental Star, use the Nature Weird. Just place those Shale Elemental Stars carefully. That's the only problem with that team, is it's a little bit slow because you got to find the spots for the Shale Stars. Anyway, here's the second team. This would be for a lower level player, so somebody who just doesn't have Dawnbringer. That's basically it. And by the way, in that first team, if you don't have Dawnbringer, you could use Dancing Daggers, you could use Black Manacles, there's a Nexus weapon that hits all enemies. You could use a few different things instead of that Dawnbringer. Just mix and match, like I always say. But this is the lower level team, so no Dawnbringer here. That's what I exclude, Dawnbringer and Dustbringer, along with Mythics and Legendaries when I'm doing the lower level team. The no, as I used to call it. So we got the Vulcan's Mace, and we got triple Darkborn Warlock. Darkborn Warlock, not a Mythic, not a Legendary, does scatter damage boosted by purple gems and allies. Our entire team is purple. The Vulcan Mace you can get right now in the Soul Forge. It does, I think, red and brown based on Nexus allies, and our entire team is Nexus because we're using the Elementalist class with this one. So this team you have to use the Elementalist class. The other team you can use whatever you want and just level up a class, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 50% start would be... I used to use Bard with the Dawnbringer because it's like a yellow class and it has a 50% start, but any 50% start class that you don't have at 100 would be fine with that Dawnbringer team. This team, though, you have to use Elementalist because the Vulcan's Mace boosts off of Nexus allies, and you have to make yourself a Nexus ally to get enough gem spawn to make extra turns. But the Darkborn Warlock is going to hit really hard because you have all purple allies. So just use that if you don't have Dawnbringer, if you're a lower level player. I might even use it. This team was a little bit better, I feel. Anyway, remember Chatathon Saturday, 5 a.m. start time. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. Helps a lot. Teir, get about the channel, comment below. And I'll see y'all next time, Saturday, 5 a.m.